Hi kids, happy Tuesday. Today we are still trying to finish our Jet A vocabulary. When school starts, and next semester, and I guess that's in September. When school starts in September, I want to see your writing book. Your teacher is going to want to see your writing book so you are ready for the test, the style test. You have reviewed your vocabulary. You have written a lot of sentences using the vocabulary, so you're really ready for this. I've been very careful to ask you lots of different grammar and lots of different vocabulary and use it in special ways to make your English better. So the next word we're going to use, the last word we used was shrimp. So look at number 455. And again, if I go too fast, just stop the video, write the sentence, and when you're finished writing, start the video again so we can write all of these sentences and it will help your English. Okay, number 455, shut, the verb. Okay, so let's write this sentence. Let's do it with present perfect. I have shut all of the windows and all of the doors. I have shut all of the windows with an S and all of the doors. So maybe a big typhoon is coming. What have you done? I have shut all of the windows and all of the doors. Okay, next sentence, shy. Shy is the adjective. She's a shy girl. He's a shy boy. I feel shy. So here's the sentence I want you to write. The boy who didn't say anything in class was too shy. The boy who didn't say anything in class was too shy. Okay, next one, sight, S-I-G-H-T. Sight, the noun means something you see. So I want to use it this way. When you go overseas or you go on vacation, maybe you go to Hualien, some interesting place is called a sight. So here's the sentence I want you to write. We saw many sights. We saw many sights when we visited the city. We saw many sights, S-I-G-H-T-S, when we visited the city, C-I-T-Y. So when you visit a city, you will see something interesting. Maybe if somebody comes to Taiwan and they visit Taipei, one of the sites they will visit will be Taipei 101. Okay? Okay, next sentence. Sigh, S-I-G-N. Okay? Now, of course, we're going to write two sentences with this word. The first word is, for example, outside of a store, there's a big sign. Okay? So, S-I-G-N, there's a big sign. So here's the sentence I want you to write, okay? The store put its name on the sign. The store put its, I-T-S, no apostrophe, the store put its name on the sign. So of course, if you have a store and that's your store, then it's going to be Monkey Store because, you know, that's your name. So Monkey Store, and it's on the sign. So the store put its name on the sign. Now, that is a sign. You know, if you're driving around Taipei, you will see a sign that says hamburger restaurant or a sign that says stop. That's a stop sign. But the next word, sign, means to write your name. So if you sign something, you write your name on it. So if you say, I promise to buy chocolate for Lindsay, and you sign your name, then I'll say, look, you signed your name, you have to buy chocolate for Lindsay. Yay. All right, so let's look at the word sign, S-I-G-N. So here's the sentence I want you to write. Don't forget to sign your name at the bottom. Don't forget to sign your name at the bottom. Now when I say bottom, I mean the bottom of the page. Okay? B-O-T-T-O-M. Don't forget, F-O-R-G-E-T, don't forget to sign your name at the bottom. So if you write a long paper, at the bottom you need to sign your name. So don't forget to sign your name at the bottom of the page. Good. All right, next one, silence. Oh, teachers love silence. All right, that's not the sentence I want you to write. Silence being a noun, I want you to write this. The silence was a little scary. The silence was a little scary. Now, why would silence be scary? Well, maybe usually you hear lots of cars and buses, maybe birds, but if suddenly there is silence, it's a little scary. You know, in my house is very loud. Cars and buses, people talking outside. If suddenly there is silence, I'll be like, oh my God, why? It's a little scary, right? So the sentence I want you to write, the silence. That means everything became very quiet. The silence was a little scary. You probably know this because if you see a scary movie and there's a lot of silence, you know what's going to happen. They're going to jump and try to scare you, right? So the silence was a little scary, S-C-A-R-Y. Okay, next one, silent. Now silent is the adjective. So if we say the room was silent, that means nobody in the room was talking, nobody in the room was moving. So here's the word I want you to write. Okay, that's the sentence I want you to write. The students who were taking the test were silent. The students who were taking the test were silent. You know, there's no talking in a test, right? The students who were taking the test were, because many students, silent. The students who were taking the test were silent. Good. Next word, silly. I'm not silly. You're silly. So you could probably write a better sentence, probably find a better sentence. I don't know anything about silly. I'm never silly, so I don't know. All right, here's the sentence I want you to write. The silly boy who told jokes was popular. The silly boy who told jokes, J-O-K-E-S, was popular, P-O-P-U-L-A-R. The silly boy who told jokes was popular. The silly boy who told jokes was popular. Who are we talking about? Let me think. Morris. Oh, sorry, Morris. Just kidding. The silly boy who told jokes was popular. Okay, good. Next word. Oh, silver. Now, you know, silver is very expensive. And when we talk about silver, we always talk about silver and gold. Got it? But we don't have to. Let's talk about silver by itself. So here's what I want you to write. I gave my mother a silver jewelry box. I gave my mother a silver jewelry box. J-E-W-E-L-R-Y. You remember what a jewelry box is? Jewelry is rings, earrings, necklace, and a jewelry box is something you can put your jewelry in. And that silver jewelry box is made of silver. You know, silver is a metal, okay? So I gave my mother a silver jewelry box. It must be very expensive because silver is expensive, right? Okay, good. All right, next one, similar. All right, we've used the word similar in class. If I say she is similar to her sister, or she looks similar to her mother. If she looks similar, it just means how she looks. But if I say she is similar to her brother, maybe that's not how they look. Maybe they don't look similar, but they talk or act the same way. Or a similar way. So similar doesn't have to always be looks similar. Okay? So I want you to write this sentence. This cake tastes, Tastes. This cake and that cake. Wait, I made a mistake. No S. This cake and that cake taste similar. No S on taste. Taste, because we're doing two. This cake and that cake taste similar. So I didn't say look similar or sound similar. I said taste similar. And I'm not talking about one cake. I'm talking about two. That's why there's no S on the verb. This cake and that cake taste similar. So almost the same, right? This cake and that cake taste similar. And you can use the word similar. Look similar, sound similar, taste similar. Okay? All right, next word. Oh yeah, fun word. Singapore. Singapore is a city and a country. So here's the sentence. We planned a trip to Singapore. We planned, Planned. We planned a trip to Singapore before we graduate. Now, I want you to write before we and graduate. Graduate. Graduate means when you finish elementary school. You graduate and go to junior high school. So when you finish 6th grade, you will graduate. Graduate. So we planned, Planned, we planned a trip to Singapore before we graduate. So that means maybe you will graduate in 6th grade. Well, you will graduate when you finish 6th grade. And before that, you want to go to Singapore. Maybe it's a trip for your family. So we planned a trip to Singapore before we graduate. Okay, next word. Single. All right, single means just one. Now, you are children, so you probably don't use single to mean that you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because you're just kids. You're not going to say that. But if I say she is single, in English that means she doesn't have a husband or she doesn't have a boyfriend. If I say Morris is single, that means he doesn't have a wife or a girlfriend. But I don't want to use single that way. Okay? I want to use it this way. I want to use everyone. Okay? So like this. Write the sentence. Every single student, it means everyone, every single student stood up. That's another way to say every student stood up. Single means one. So every single student stood up. That means every one of the students stood up. But every single student, there's no S here. Every student, but I want you to write every single student stood up. We use every single to mean each one. So if I say all of the apples are red, every single apple is red. It means each one is red. Red, not red, is red. So if I say every single boy ran away, it means each one. So write the sentence, every single student stood up. Okay, I want you to remember that single means one. Okay, so when you write every single student, student will not have an S. Good, good, good. Okay, single skate. Now, skate, of course, is the verb. And you probably know that it's also the noun. So I put skates on my feet. Okay, so let's use it as a verb. Past tense, skated, ed. Ready? We skated around the park. A-R-O-U-N-D. Now, here's the funny thing about the word around. If I say we skated around the park, it doesn't mean outside the park. It means inside the park, all around the park. We skated around the park. It doesn't mean around the outside. It means inside the park, all over. We skated around the park, all inside the park. We skated around the park. If I ran around the store, I'm in the store and I'm running all over the place. So the sentence I want you to write, we skated, past tense, around the park. So that's inside the park. Good. Next one, skated, similar, Singapore, ski. Oh my God, the verb ski. Got it? So write this one. It is my dream to ski in Japan someday. It is my dream to ski, S-K-I, in Japan. And when you write Japan, big J, J-A-P-A-N, someday. It is my dream to ski in Japan someday. So you have a dream, you want to go to Japan, you want to ski. You know, Japan has really good snow, beautiful mountains. So the sentence, it is my dream to ski in Japan someday. Someday means in the future, you hope you can do that. It's your dream. Next sentence. Oh, skill. All right. When we talk about skill, we talk about something that you can do very, very well. Okay? So, cooking is a good skill. Making a table is a skill. Even writing beautiful Chinese characters. That is a very good skill. So, here's the sentence I want you to write. You need skills to play basketball well. You need skills, S-K-I-L-L-S, to play basketball well. You need skills to play basketball well. Now, why do I say that? Because basketball is not an easy game. There are many things you have to practice. You have to practice shooting the ball into the basket. You have to practice dribbling. You have to practice running and going around. You have to practice passing the ball. So each of those is a different skill. So maybe you're very good at dribbling. You're very good at passing, but you're not very good at shooting the ball into the basket. Well, you have to learn each skill. So that's why I said skills, S-K-I-L-L-S. Okay, good. All right, next one. Let's go to smooth. Okay, smooth means not bumpy, not rough. So smooth. So if the table is smooth, it's not bumpy. So here's the sentence I want you to write. The surface of the lake was smooth because there was no wind. The surface, S-U-R-F-A-C-E. The surface, we've learned the word before. The surface means the top of the water. The surface, S-U-R-F-A-C-E. The surface of the lake, L-A-K-E, was smooth. The surface of the lake was smooth because there was no wind. The surface of the lake was smooth because there was no wind. So if there's no wind, the water will be smooth, right? The surface of the lake was smooth because there was no wind. Okay, good. We're going to stop there today. I want to remind you, this week we're going to try to quickly finish this, but we may not be able to. I'll try to finish the vocabulary, but maybe I don't have time. So if I don't have time, you're going to have to practice the words by yourself. So let's see how many words. We're already down to S. Let's see how many we can finish this week. All right, kids. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.